Welcome, seekers of insight, to Inspirational History, where we illuminate the enduring narratives of human triumph. Today we embark on a profound journey through time, tracing a story not of empires built or battles won, but of something far more fundamental to human progress: the relentless, unwavering drive to gather, preserve, and share knowledge. Our inspiration begins with a legend, the Library of Alexandria, a beacon of ancient learning whose very name evokes the immense power of collective wisdom. Imagine a monumental edifice, its shelves lined with countless scrolls, containing the collected intellect of the ancient world. Philosophers, mathematicians, astronomers, and poets flocked to its halls, their minds ablaze with the pursuit of understanding. The Library of Alexandria was more than just a building. It was a symbol, a testament to humanity's boundless curiosity and its yearning to comprehend the universe. Though its physical fate remains debated, its spirit, the timeless human drive to safeguard information, has never truly vanished. This narrative, the Library of Alexandria Reborn, preserving humanity's wisdom, explores how, even in the face of destruction, adversity, and profound upheaval, countless unsung heroes, through innovative methods and monumental efforts, ensured the continuity of learning. It's a story about the resilience of ideas, the tenacity of scholars, and the profound impact of collective action in safeguarding the intellectual heritage that bridges generations. We will witness how the spirit of Alexandria has been reborn again and again, through silent acts of dedication and bold leaps of ingenuity. This is a journey through the evolution of knowledge itself, revealing how the courage to protect and the drive to discover continue to illuminate humanity's path forward. Join us as we celebrate the enduring wisdom that empowers us all. At its zenith, in the heart of ancient Egypt, the Library of Alexandria was less a single building and more an unparalleled complex of learning. Envision it: a sprawling academic institution complete with lecture halls, reading rooms, botanical gardens, and astronomical observatories, all centered around a magnificent collection of scrolls. Its vision, conceived by Ptolemy, the first Sotor after the death of Alexander the Great, was audacious. To collect all the world's knowledge, scholars from across the Mediterranean and beyond flocked to its halls, their minds sparking with debate and discovery. This was a true beacon of knowledge, a crucible where texts from diverse cultures — Greek, Egyptian, Persian, Babylonian, and more — were translated, studied, and catalogued. The daily life within its walls buzzed with intellectual fervor, a testament to an era's highest aspirations for understanding. Yet even this unparalleled intellectual sanctuary faced immense and persistent challenges long before its mythical, dramatic end. Ancient libraries were inherently fragile. Scrolls, made from papyrus or parchment, were susceptible to rot, pests, and fire. The sheer effort of manual transcription was monumental. Every copy had to be painstakingly reproduced by hand, often by specialized scribes. Mistakes were common, and texts could degrade over time or through repeated handling. Beyond these inherent vulnerabilities, the library and its successors often contended with the turbulent currents of history. Natural disasters such as earthquakes could bring down structures and scatter collections. Political instability, shifts in power, civil strife, and foreign invasions posed an even greater threat. Libraries were often targets, seen as symbols of power or repositories of dangerous ideas, making their preservation a constant act of vigilance and resilience. Despite these vulnerabilities, the resilience of knowledge itself is one of history's most profound stories. When we speak of the Dark Ages in Europe, it's often a misnomer, for while some centers of learning declined, others quietly became havens for ancient wisdom. Monasteries scattered across the European landscape became vital bastions. Imagine cloistered monks, their fingers stained with ink, diligently copying classical Latin and Greek texts, driven by a profound spiritual and intellectual duty. These scriptoriums, though humble compared to Alexandria, were crucial lifelines, meticulously preserving philosophical treatises, scientific observations, and literary masterpieces that would otherwise have been lost to time. They were quiet acts of defiance against the tide of illiteracy and fragmentation, ensuring that the light of knowledge continued to flicker, however dimly. Simultaneously, far to the east, The Islamic Golden Age witnessed an unparalleled flourishing of learning, often directly drawing from the Alexandrian tradition. Cities like Baghdad, Damascus, and Cordoba became vibrant intellectual centers. The House of Wisdom in Baghdad, established in the 9th century, was a true successor in spirit to Alexandria. Here, scholars from diverse backgrounds, Muslim, Christian, Jewish, collaborated to translate and synthesize texts from Greek, Persian, Indian, and Chinese civilizations. This wasn't merely copying. It was an active intellectual engagement, with scholars debating, critiquing, and expanding upon ancient knowledge. These libraries and academies were born from a deep reverence for learning, demonstrating an extraordinary collective dedication to the pursuit and preservation of wisdom, even as political landscapes constantly shifted around them. Emphasize the daily acts of perseverance by the unsung heroes of knowledge. Picture the medieval scribe hunched over a desk by candlelight, painstakingly copying lines of Latin for hours, his hand cramping, his eyes weary, but his spirit fueled by the understanding that he was safeguarding something precious. Think of the Arab scholars meticulously translating intricate Greek mathematical treatises, ensuring precision and clarity across vastly different linguistic and conceptual frameworks. These were not glamorous roles, but quiet, sustained acts of dedication. Their quiet persistence ensured that ancient wisdom wasn't completely lost. Even as empires rose and fell and cultures clashed, their collective commitment became a testament to the idea that knowledge, once created, seeks to endure, finding conduits through dedicated individuals. Moreover, communities and scholars often employed ingenious methods to hide, transport, and rebuild collections when libraries were threatened. During times of war or religious persecution, precious manuscripts were secreted away in caves, buried for safekeeping, or smuggled across borders. Imagine scholars fleeing invading armies, their most cherished scrolls bundled on their backs, risking everything to save a fragment of human wisdom. When a collection was destroyed, the spirit of resilience manifested in rebuilding efforts, painstakingly gathering surviving fragments, seeking out copies from distant lands, and re-establishing centers of learning from the ground up. This constant cycle of destruction and reconstruction, of loss and recovery, showcases the profound adaptability and growth inherent in humanity's relationship with knowledge. It wasn't just about static preservation. It was a dynamic living commitment to ensuring that the light of learning, once kindled, would never be fully extinguished. These tireless efforts, carried out across centuries and continents, laid the foundation for the next great leaps in the pursuit of knowledge. From the quiet, resilient acts of anonymous scribes and dedicated monastic communities, our journey through the history of knowledge, preservation now shifts to an era where visionary leadership and intellectual ambition converge to create new pinnacles of learning. This segment will focus on a pivotal figure whose profound dedication to the pursuit of wisdom championed the rediscovery, translation, and dissemination of ancient texts against immense odds, fundamentally transforming the intellectual landscape of their time. We turn our attention to the Islamic Golden Age, in the remarkable story of Al-Min in the legendary House of Wisdom in Baghdad. Imagine a bustling, cosmopolitan city in the 9th century, Baghdad, the capital of the Abbasid Caliphate, a vibrant hub of commerce, culture, and intellectual curiosity. It was here, amidst the scent of spices and the murmur of countless languages, the Caliph Al-Min ascended to power in 813 CE. Born of both Arab and Persian descent, Al-Min was not just a political leader. He was a scholar king, deeply committed to rational inquiry and the advancement of knowledge. His vision was audacious, echoing the grand ambition of ancient Alexandria to collect, translate, and synthesize the accumulated wisdom of all known civilizations. He understood that true power lay not only in military might, but in intellectual superiority and the enlightened governance that knowledge could provide. Al-Min's commitment to this vision was unwavering, and he spared no expense in its pursuit. He dispatched envoys across vast distances, from Byzantine lands to India, to actively seek out and acquire ancient Greek, Roman, Persian, and Indian texts. These diplomatic missions were, in essence, quests for knowledge, often at great expense and risk. Imagine agents traversing perilous deserts and navigating complex political landscapes, all to secure a rare manuscript of Aristotle. forgotten text of Euclid, or an ancient Indian treatise on mathematics. These texts, many of which had been lost to the Western world during Europe's so-called Dark Ages, were brought back to Baghdad with reverence, seen as treasures more valuable than gold. This systematic, deliberate effort to acquire knowledge from diverse cultures was unprecedented and speaks volumes about Elman's profound belief in the universal value of human wisdom. The monumental struggles involved in this grand endeavor were not merely logistical. They were intellectual. Bridging linguistic and cultural divides to assimilate knowledge from vastly different civilizations required a strategic brilliance that went beyond simple translation. Alman established the Beit al-Hikmah, or the House of Wisdom, as the central institution for this colossal undertaking. This was more than just a library. It was an academy, a translation bureau, and a research center all in one. Here scholars of diverse faiths and backgrounds, Muslims, Christians, and Jews, worked side by side, united by their shared passion for learning. The strategic brilliance of the House of Wisdom lay in its highly systematized approach. Teams of expert translators, many of whom were paid handsomely, meticulously rendered Greek, Syriac, Pahlavi, and Sanskrit texts into Arabic. They didn't just translate words. They translated concepts, grappling with complex philosophical, scientific, and mathematical ideas to ensure accuracy and clarity. This intensive process led to the creation of a standardized Arabic scientific and philosophical vocabulary, which itself was a monumental intellectual achievement. This was a true intellectual melting pot, where knowledge was not simply copied, but actively debated, critiqued, and built upon. Scholars conducted original research, wrote commentaries, and synthesized diverse traditions, leading to an unparalleled flourishing of sciences, mathematics, medicine, and philosophy. The works of figures like Al-Khwarizmi and Ibn Sina would not have been possible without this foundational work. Alternatively, consider the story of Francesco Petrarch. Often hailed as the father of humanism, whose fervent passion for classical antiquity ignited the European Renaissance. Living in the 14th century, centuries after Alman, Petrarch faced a different kind of darkness, the perceived intellectual. Stagnation of medieval scholasticism and the widespread neglect of classical Latin and Greek literature. His monumental struggle was not against a physical enemy, but against indifference and forgetfulness. Petrarch undertook meticulous, tireless journeys across Europe, primarily to monastic libraries that often held ancient texts, gathering dust, unread and unappreciated. Imagine him, a lone scholar, sifting through forgotten manuscripts, driven by an almost spiritual quest to rediscover the eloquence and wisdom of Cicero, Livy, and other Roman masters. He wasn't simply looking for old books. He was searching for a different way of thinking, a renewed focus on human potential and achievement that he believed was embodied in classical thought. His personal mission was a profoundly transformative event, a one-man crusade against the intellectual complacency of his era. He didn't just find texts, he breathed new life into them. He copied them, edited them, and most importantly, he passionately advocated for their study and appreciation. His letters, filled with enthusiasm for these ancient voices, inspired a generation of scholars to follow suit. Petrarch's strategic brilliance lay in his ability to articulate a new vision for education, an intellectual life, one that emphasized rhetoric, moral philosophy, and a direct engagement with primary sources. His efforts were instrumental in igniting a new era of learning across Europe, demonstrating that the pursuit of knowledge could and should be a personal, passionate endeavor that transforms not just individuals but entire societies. His ultimate triumph was not military, but intellectual. The successful revival of classical studies that profoundly shaped the course of Western thought and culture. Whether it was Amun's state-sponsored collaborative genius at the House of Wisdom or Petrarch's individual, fervent rediscovery of lost classics, these narratives highlight an enduring truth. The preservation and advancement of knowledge often depend on visionary leadership and an unshakable belief in its profound power. Their struggles against ignorance, political fragmentation, and the sheer challenge of accessing and disseminating vast amounts of ancient wisdom were monumental. But their ultimate triumph lay in opening new pathways to understanding, ensuring that the intellectual heritage of humanity, far from being lost, could be reborn and continue to flourish, laying the groundwork for remarkable intellectual and technological innovations that would define the centuries to come. The enduring spirit of knowledge preservation, championed by visionary leaders, set the stage for an era of breathtaking ingenuity. This segment delves into the remarkable ways human intellect was applied to the challenges of information organization, access, and technological innovation, forever revolutionizing how knowledge is disseminated and built upon. From the meticulous cataloging of scrolls to the explosive impact of the printing press, we will explore the breakthroughs that transformed the pursuit of knowledge into a powerful engine of progress, awakening a profound sense of wonder at humanity's boundless intellectual capacity. Imagine the sheer scale of the challenge faced by the earliest librarians and scholars. How do you organize thousands, then hundreds of thousands, of scrolls and texts in a way that makes them accessible? This wasn't merely a matter of shelving. It was a profound intellectual puzzle. In the ancient Library of Alexandria, a scholar named Callimachus devised one of the earliest known cataloging systems, the Pinax. This monumental work, spanning 120 books, was a thematic bibliography that categorized the library's vast holdings by subject, author, and genre. It was a revolutionary act of information architecture, providing a structured gateway to an immense sea of data. This was more than just a list. It was an intellectual framework, a testament to the human mind's innate need for order and its ability to impose structure on chaos. The spirit of Callimachus's work echoed through medieval monastic libraries, where detailed inventories and rudimentary classification systems evolved, ensuring that even amidst political fragmentation, texts could be located and shared. These early cataloging efforts, though seemingly mundane, were foundational acts of ingenuity, demonstrating the deep intellectual effort required to make knowledge truly usable and accessible. Yet for centuries, the reproduction of texts remained a labor-intensive manual process, limiting the spread of ideas. Then, in the mid-15th century, a transformative breakthrough occurred, forever altering the landscape of knowledge: Johannes Gutenberg's movable type printing press. Imagine the world before this invention. Every book a unique hand-copied artifact, expensive, prone to errors, and incredibly slow to produce. The printing press was nothing short of a revolution. It mechanized the process, allowing for the rapid, accurate, and relatively inexpensive production of multiple copies of a text. This was the ultimate democratization of knowledge. Suddenly, books were no longer the exclusive domain of the elite. They could be owned, read, and debated by a much broader segment of society. This technological leap overcame the inherent limitations of manual transcription, vastly accelerating the spread of ideas across continents. The ripple effect was immense, fueling the Renaissance, igniting the Reformation, and laying the groundwork for the scientific revolution by enabling scholars to share findings and build upon each other. This work with unprecedented speed. Beyond the mechanics of reproduction, the pursuit of knowledge demanded profound breakthroughs in linguistics and translation. For centuries, vast amounts of ancient wisdom remained locked behind linguistic barriers. The ability to access texts from different cultures and eras, to truly understand the nuances of a foreign language, was crucial for unlocking new insights and enabling cross-cultural intellectual exchange. Consider the painstaking work of early translators in the Islamic Golden Age, rendering complex Greek philosophical and scientific treatises into Arabic. This wasn't a simple word-for-word exchange. It involved deep comprehension of both cultures and a creative act of linguistic bridge-building. Fast forward to the early 19th century, and another monumental linguistic breakthrough captures the essence of human dedication to discovery: the decipherment of ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs by Jean-François Champollion, aided by the discovery of the Rosetta Stone. Imagine staring at an ancient script, its symbols beautiful, yet utterly inscrutable for centuries. The Rosetta Stone, with its decree inscribed in 3 scripts, hieroglyphic, Demotic, and ancient Greek, provided the key. Champollion's relentless pursuit, his years of studying Coptic, and his brilliant insights into the phonetic and ideographic nature of hieroglyphs allowed him to unlock a language that had been silent for millennia. This was a profound act of intellectual archaeology. A discovery that didn't unearth a physical object but resurrected an entire civilization's voice. The Rosetta Stone wasn't just a slab of granite, it was a portal to a lost world, revealing the rich history, religion, and daily life of ancient Egypt, forever changing our understanding of a pivotal civilization. This dedication to uncovering hidden meanings, to understanding the past through its own words, showcases the boundless capacity of human intellect when driven by insatiable curiosity. These breakthroughs in organization, in reproduction, and in interpretation transformed humanity's ability to store, retrieve, and build upon collective knowledge. They fostered an era of unprecedented intellectual growth, allowing ideas to cross borders, disciplines, and generations. The pursuit of knowledge was no longer a solitary endeavor, but a grand, collaborative symphony, each new discovery building upon the last. The intellectual wonder these advancements sparked was immense. New insights into medicine, mathematics, astronomy, and philosophy flourished. The dedication to discovery, often amidst skepticism or resistance, pushed the boundaries of human intellect and led to profound impacts on our understanding of Earth, the cosmos, and our own place within the grand tapestry of existence. The spirit of the Library of Alexandria, that ancient repository of all known wisdom, was not merely preserved, it was amplified, made accessible, and forever reborn through these incredible acts of human ingenuity and collaborative triumph. From the ancient scrolls of Alexandria to the revolutionary power of the printing press, the human drive to gather and disseminate knowledge has forged an enduring legacy. It's profoundly shaping societies and illuminating the path forward for humanity. This final segment examines the transformative impact of preserving knowledge on societal progress, highlighting how visionary leadership, pivotal social reforms, and continuous advancements have ensured that the spirit of the Library of Alexandria continues to be reborn in new, powerful forms, perpetually inspiring us to build a more informed and interconnected world. Imagine a world where knowledge is not just a privilege for the few, but a resource accessible to all. The principles that underpin the ancient Library of Alexandria, the aspiration to collect universal wisdom and make it available for study, laid the fundamental groundwork for the institutions that define our modern intellectual landscape. The very concept of a public library, a university, or a research institution, where information is systematically organized and shared, directly echoes the ancient vision.
Consider the establishment of monumental repositories,
like the Library of Congress in the United States or the British Library in the UK.
These are not merely buildings. They are vast, living archives containing millions of books, manuscripts, and digital resources, serving as guardians of human achievement. Their creation required visionary leadership and immense public investment. Driven by the belief that a well-informed populace is the bedrock of a thriving society, they are modern embodiments of the Alexandrian ideal, demonstrating a continued collective commitment to knowledge preservation on a truly global scale. Beyond physical libraries, the digital age has sparked a new renaissance in knowledge access, echoing the printing press's democratizing power. Projects like the Internet Archive, nonprofit digital library offering free universal access to books, movies, music, and billions of archived web pages, represent a contemporary triumph of knowledge preservation. This is a deliberate, ongoing effort to prevent digital obsolescence and ensure that the vast ocean of online information remains accessible for future generations. It's a testament to the enduring human quest to build upon collective wisdom, transforming the challenges of information overload into opportunities for unprecedented global learning. These initiatives underscore that the Library of Alexandria is not a static concept but a dynamic, evolving force, continually adapting to new technologies to fulfill its timeless mission. The pivotal role of accessible knowledge in driving social reforms, scientific advancements, and technological revolutions throughout history cannot be overstated. Consider the Enlightenment, a period fueled by the widespread dissemination of philosophical and scientific texts made possible by the printing press. Ideas about human rights, governance, and individual liberty, once confined to small circles, could now spread rapidly, sparking revolutions and demanding societal change. Scientific advancements, from Newton's laws to Darwin's theories, were built upon centuries of accumulated observations and writings, their impact amplified by the ability to share findings across continents. Every medical breakthrough, every engineering marvel, every technological innovation, from the steam engine to the internet itself, stands on the shoulders of countless preceding discoveries and the records that preserved them. Accessible knowledge empowers individuals to question, to innovate, and to contribute to collective progress, demonstrating the profound societal advancements driven by an informed populace. Furthermore, these efforts have fostered global understanding and cultural exchange. When we can read the philosophies of ancient Greece, the medical texts of the Islamic Golden Age, or the literature of the Chinese dynasties, our world expands. Knowledge preservation breaks down barriers, allowing insights from one civilization to inform another, fostering empathy and informed citizenship. The ability to access diverse perspectives through books and digital media cultivates a more nuanced understanding of humanity's shared journey and challenges. This global exchange of ideas, enabled by the continuous preservation and dissemination of knowledge, is crucial for fostering peaceful coexistence and collaborative problem-solving on a global scale. As we bring our journey to a close, we reflect on the profound, enduring legacy of humanity's quest for knowledge. The story of the Library of Alexandria and all its various rebirths. It's a powerful reminder of the courage required to protect information, often against forces of destruction, apathy, or suppression. It highlights the collaborative power inherent in shared intellectual pursuit. From the scholars of ancient Egypt and Baghdad to the monks in medieval scriptoriums and the digital archivists of today, this unwavering dedication to understanding, to preserving the past, and to illuminating the future continually shapes humanity's path forward. The Library of Alexandria Reborn is not just a historical curiosity. It is a living, breathing metaphor for our collective responsibility to nurture wisdom, to champion access to information, and to continue building the vast, interconnected tapestry of human understanding. May the stories of those who dedicated their lives to knowledge inspire us all to be guardians of truth, lifelong learners, and active participants in the grand, ongoing project of preserving and expanding humanity's wisdom for generations to come. Thank you for joining us on Inspirational History. May your own pursuit of knowledge be a beacon of hope, illuminating your path and inspiring the world around you. That brings us to the end of another journey through the annals of inspirational history. We hope this story of triumph, resilience, and the enduring human spirit has left you feeling empowered and reflective. If you were moved by this tale, please like this video, subscribe to our channel for more journeys into the past, and comment below with your thoughts or any historical moments that inspire you. Your engagement helps us continue to share these powerful stories of human triumph.